Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk about Coinbase, Square, Robinhood, and PayPal, and I'm basically going to cover why I think Coinbase is keen. Coinbase is basically like the best investment in my opinion over the other the other three. And I'm basically going to cover like the financials. I'm also going to cover like huge buy orders that came in today specifically for Coinbase and Robinhood, and it actually caught my attention. So I might actually like do some purchases or some call options myself. But I'm going to go over and I'm talking about like millions of dollars like in both Coinbase and Robinhood. So I'll cover that in detail. So make sure you stick around for that. And also I'll cover basically how much money I have in Coinbase and basically or how much money I'm invested in Coinbase stock in general. And so yeah, we have lots to cover, so let's get into it. Actually, before we get into it, make sure you check out my channel, Your Options Guy. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers, so if you like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. Check out my existing content. Alright, so let's get into it. So Coinbase has been rallying basically like this past week and actually overall month. So as you can see, it's basically come up from like around 40% since October 4th. It's just been rallying. It has a strong week this past week. And as you can see here, basically, I'm somewhat heavily invested in Coinbase. I have a total market value of $31,500. I'm up $7,600 currently, up 32%. I still don't plan on selling because I feel like it's still too early. And as you can see, I basically have 100% in Coinbase from my Robinhood portfolio. So let's talk about Coinbase and let's talk about market cap. So in terms of market cap, which basically means like the total value of the company. So it's currently valued at $66.38 billion. So let's just round off to 66 billion. So 66 billion. And now we compare that to Robinhood. So Robinhood is currently at 35. So about half of what Coinbase is worth as of right now. And let's also take a look at Square. So Square is around 118, so almost double basically what Coinbase is right now. And now let's take a look at PayPal. So PayPal is 303. So it's basically like around, let's just say around 6 times of what Coinbase is as of right now. 5 times. So one thing that you notice is all of these stocks are actually in the 100 most popular. PayPal, you have Square, you have Robinhood, and you have Coinbase, all within the 100 most popular according to Robinhood analysis. So let's take a look at the financials and let me explain to you why I think Coinbase is still undervalued. If not, it's either Coinbase is undervalued or all these other stock companies are overvalued, and then I'll explain why exactly. So let's take a look at PayPal first of all. So PayPal is at 303, right? So it's basically 5 times what Coinbase is right now. So if Coinbase was to be what PayPal is right now, the stock price would be 315 times 5, so over 1,000. So let's take a look at the earnings. So PayPal, so in their last earnings, they reported a revenue of 6.24 billion, which is actually pretty good. It's strong revenue, 6.24 billion. That's super strong. However, the net income is only 1.18 billion. And if you see right here, the net profit margin is only 18%, or let's just say 19%. And they also have, 5.74 billion cash in hand and so on. But basically, let's just focus on revenue and net income. So now let's take a look at Robinhood. So Robinhood is about half of what Coinbase is right now. But how much money did they make? So in the last quarter, they basically reported a revenue of $565 million. So $500 million. However, the net income now, for whatever reason, it was negative 501 million. I think it has to do with Robinhood in general has like a lot of issues. I think one, because they're probably like getting sued like over a bunch of stuff, and then also because they recently IPO'd not too long ago, so that also adds to expenses and stuff. So there's many reasons why it could be negative, but usually companies that recently IPO, they are negative to start with. But anyways, so as you can see, basically that's, the revenue. Let's just go with that as of for now, which is not too bad. It is up over 131% year over year, which is pretty good. All right, so now let's take a look at Square. So Square, again, it's basically like double the worth of like what Coinbase is right now. But let's take a look at the revenue. So revenue is 4.68 billion. However, their net income is only 204 million. So that means like billions of dollars in revenue, but they only cashed out like 204 million. And if you look at their gross projections, like year over year, it's huge. It's like, everything's in the green. Like this is like over almost 10,000% right here, which is kind of funny. But yeah, everything's in the green. So on paper, it looks pretty good, right? But now let's take a look at Coinbase. So look at this. Coinbase revenue 2.23 billion, net income 1.61 billion, and their net profit margin is 72%. So again, if we compare that to Square, 4.68 billion, so they basically made double of what Coinbase makes in terms of revenue. But net income, they only took home 204 million, where Coinbase took 1.6 billion. So that's basically like 5 times. No, like what, 8 times? Yeah, that's like 8 times net income of what Square is making as of right now. Yet Square is double the price, like in terms of like the whole company. And again, Robinhood, it's only like $500,000 in revenue, not even $1 billion in revenue compared to Coinbase. But then again, Robinhood is worth like half of what Coinbase is right now. So that makes you question, okay, is Robinhood is it overvalued, or is Coinbase really undervalued right now? Then again, if you just compare PayPal to Coinbase, so PayPal 6.24 billion, yeah, so they made around 3 times more revenue. However, Coinbase made 1.6 billion in net income, and then PayPal only took home 1.18, and their net profit is only at 18%. And PayPal is like more of a mature company as of right now. Coinbase is barely up and running. It's like the new thing. It has crypto, and crypto is like just gaining a lot of momentum and stuff right now. So that's why I think overall Coinbase is basically like the better investment in my opinion. It's still a little bit early. I know it rushed up like 30% this past month, but I still feel like it has room to grow. It has ways to go till it gets past 400 into the 500 mark. And if it's going to catch up to PayPal, which I think it will eventually, it can still grow 5 times, if not more, what it is. All right, so as promised, I wanted to show you guys basically like all the orders that came in for Coinbase and for Robinhood. And I'm talking about millions of dollars worth of orders. So let's take a look at Coinbase first. All right, so Coinbase, as you can see, it's 100% bullish today. Like, it's insane. So there was no like puts or crazy amount of money like in puts for today. So basically, like what you're looking at is all the orders that show up that's $25,000 or more. And as you can see, there was no orders for puts. It was just all calls. And then if you actually like tally all this up, I think it's around $2.1 million in total. So if we take a look at like basically how much money or like where whoever's doing this, I don't know if it's whales or institutions or whatever, they're basically saying that it's gonna push or stay above 300 at least in the next couple months. They're saying 300, 310, 320, 320. There's a lot of 320s, and it's already basically around 320. And 330s here, and then there's some 350s, and then you get to the 400 levels. But this is more like when you get closer to November/December area. But yes, lots of money coming in, like 100% bullish for today. So today was just like a really good day. This doesn't mean that it's gonna keep going up, by the way. This just shows like how much call orders that were coming in, and then just take into account the strikes and the expirations and all that. But as you can see, basically Coinbase is getting a lot of momentum in the buy orders. All right, so now let me show you Robinhood. And this one was actually really interesting. It's actually even more interesting than the Coinbase. So if you look at the call to put ratio, calls 74%, put 26%. However, if you actually look at basically the call order section, so let's take a look at this. So let me go by calls. Yeah, so let's just look at calls, and then we'll look at puts. So if you look at the puts, look at the small number amounts, which 35, 42, 186, 29, small orders right there. But if you look at calls, one thing that you would notice is these are huge orders, like 1.4, and then 3.5, and then 648,000. 700,000. These are huge orders, and not only are they huge, they're all block orders. So block orders are usually it's a good assumption basically to say that these are kind of like heavy players, like institutions. I mean, obviously, like who has 1.4 million just like sitting around and they're putting it into Robinhood, right? So whenever you see this amount of orders, especially like block orders coming in, and especially like within like the next, what is this, like November, December, some expiring this week, November, January, so it's all like within like the next month to 2 months out. So whenever you start seeing this, that's usually pretty bullish in my opinion, and specifically given how much money is going into this and because they're block orders. So this caught my eye because normally Robinhood just has like a mix of like calls and puts, and it's actually been getting a lot of like put lately, but I feel like we might start seeing like a reverse. Anyway, that's it for today's video. What do you think about my thesis? Do you think Coinbase is basically going to be like the next PayPal? It's going to overtake PayPal, and it's just going to like overtaking market share? Because when you look at it, PayPal, Square, Robinhood, they're all leaning towards like crypto, right? Like PayPal wasn't doing the crypto, Square wasn't doing crypto, and now they're like trying to do more with crypto. And Coinbase is already like crypto, basically it's like the king of crypto in the US, I think. And it not only that, it's doing like a lot of moves lately. Recently it has been doing moves with like setting up like NFT marketplace, or it's gonna be doing that. It's basically like the go-to for Shiba Inu and like all the new cryptocurrencies that come out. Like everything basically goes through like Coinbase, and a lot of institutions trust Coinbase also. It's not just like the retailers. So all in all, Coinbase is basically like new up and comer. It's already making billions of dollars. It doesn't have any losses, or it's not negative in net income. It's already like in the positive, and this is basically going to be the third quarter of positive flows, positive net incomes. And then I believe that they're going to have really good earnings, and the next earnings, the fourth quarter earnings, is going to be like really good as well. So you're basically going to have four quarters of profit. And then you know what that means. If you have 4 quarters of profit and your market share or market cap is big enough, you'll most likely be added to the S&P 500. And if you all know what happened with Tesla after it got added to the S&P 500, it shot up like almost double basically. So just keep that in mind. I think Coinbase still has a lot of room to grow. We might see 350 soon, and before like another pullback. And overall, I think Coinbase is heading above 400 to 450, possibly within the next year. Anyways, leave any comments in the comment section. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to check out my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.